Welcome to Lesson 7.4 Extension. The achievement test introduces polynomials into the algebra when they start doing these similar triangles. So I wanted to cover a couple of these situations so that you'd be able to take a look and see them. So if you take a look at this right here, you'll notice I've got an embedded triangle system, right? So I'm going to take and bring the two triangles out to look at here. So here's the first one right here. It's small. And then the second one is the large one right there. Now, if you look at what we've got here, over here is a 4, so we know that that's a 4. And we know that this is a 5, not a problem there. Now, if you look over here, this side here, that's 4, but from here down to here, that's x. And of course, this is my 7. So when I match things up, I'm going to match this side and this side here. Now, since I want to make sure that my variable is in my numerator, I'm going to be doing the large over the small in this question. So my large is going to be x plus 4. That's what this side is from here to there, x plus 4. And it's going to match up with this side right there, which is a 4. Now, equal to that is 7 over matching 5. So now to solve this, we have several options. The easiest way to do this is to take a look, and rather than try to work with the binomial, let's just get rid of the 4 down here. Right? Let's get rid of that first. So we want to multiply, if this was x over 4, and we wanted to get rid of the 4, we would just multiply by 4. So we're going to do that. So we're going to have x plus 4 on the top, but we're not going to worry about it. I'm going to multiply that by 4. Now underneath here is another 4. Now these two are going to cancel out, leaving me with x plus 4 on the left-hand side. Now, whatever I do on the left-hand side, I've got to do on the right. So this becomes 28 divided by 5, which is 5.6. Now, what I need to do is to take and get rid of the added 4 now. So that becomes x plus 4 take away 4 is equal to 5.6 take away 4. So this becomes 0, leaving you with x, and 5.6 take away 4 is 1.6. So x over here is 1.6 units. Okay, here's another one. All right, so pause the recording. I'd like you to finish this question right here. All right, so let's take a look at what we've got here for triangles. I've got a small triangle here, which is x and x over 8. So let's just pull my two triangles out. Here's my small one, and here's my large one. All right. Now, that means that over here, though, this is an x, and this here is an 8. But this side here also has an x, and of course the bottom down here is an 8. And this is 16. So now what I've got is a problem. I've got x over 8 matching up with x, and I've got 16 over 8. Now, because this is a binomial, I'm going to try to keep it in the numerator. So I'm going to start with x plus 8. I'm going to put that over its matching component, which is right here. That's an x. And of course, that equals 16 over 8. Now, just like we had before when we had a number at the bottom, if you look up top here where we just did this, if I have something on the bottom and I want to get rid of it, I multiply it in the numerator. So if it's in the denominator, I multiply it in the numerator. All right? So what that gives me now is over here, I'm going to multiply this here by x. So I have x plus 8 over x. So put brackets around that, spread that out a little bit. Now I'm going to multiply this by x. All right? And now whatever I do to one side, I've got to do to the other. So there's my x over 8. Now, 8 plus x plus 8 doesn't really affect anything because this here is going to cancel with that. So I'm left with x plus 8. And that's equal to 16 over 8 times x, and that's 2x. So now we're down to a split equation here, where we get variables on both sides. I want to keep everything positive, so I'm going to subtract x from both sides. So x take away x, I have to keep the plus 8, and 2x take away x. Now x take away x, that's going to become a 0, so I only have 8 here on the left. Now 2x's, taking one of them away, means that I have x is equal to 8. So in this situation, my distance is 8 units. Now you need to practice this one, okay? So this is the most common one they throw on there. So if you can make sure that you can do something like this, then you're very well, you're ahead of the game. So practice this one. Just take numbers out and change it around until you can do it comfortably. All right, let's look at the next one. Okay, this next problem is one of the more, the uglier ones that we're going to run into. And the reason for that is because we have two triangles here, and the x is actually part of both sets. I'll show you what I mean by, we'll just draw the two triangles and we'll put the numbers in and you'll be able to understand. Here's my small triangle, and here's my large triangle, right? Now, my large triangle is, so let's start with a small one first, okay? We know that this is equal to a 6. We know that the side over here, that's x. Now, when you go to the larger triangle, I now have a 6 up on the top, but I have a 2 down here. Over here is the x, and of course it's divided up, just like this one is divided up, and down here I have a 2.5. Now, when you take all of that and you put it together, 6 plus 2 gives me an 8. But over here I get an x plus a 2.5. And that is going to match up with the hypotenuse here. So you'll see that I have a match of this and that, which means I'm going to have variables in both the numerator and the denominator. So let's set this up. I want to keep the binomial x plus 2.5 in the numerator. So I'm going to be doing the large over the small this time. So the large is x plus 2.5. And that's going to match up over top of the x. And that's going to be equal to the size, right? The large one is 8, and that's over 6. So what we have to do now is solve this. Now, because I have the x in the bottom, the first thing I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to get rid of the x in the denominator. Now, remember, when you have something over top of something, like, say this is x over something, if you wanted to get rid of what's down here, we just multiply so that it stays in the numerator. And then the numerator and the denominator cancels out. We can do the same thing with x down here because this is just a number. So I've got x plus 2.5. I'm going to keep that. That's my binomial, and I can't really mess with it just yet. But I'm going to multiply this by x. And of course the x here, I'm just going to slide it over underneath this one. Whatever I do to the left, I've got to do to the right. All right, so now I've got the x's canceling out. So my left-hand side now has x plus 2.5. And of course this becomes 8x over 6. Now I'd love to be able to go 8 divided by 6, but 8 divided by 6 is 4/3. That's 1 and 1/3. And that causes a problem because it's not an exact number. So I really can't do any dividing. I'm going to have to get rid of this fraction the way we got rid of fractions before. And to do that, I've got to multiply both sides by 6. So I now have 6 onto x plus 2.5. And that's equal to 8x over 6 times 6, right? Now, these cancel now, and on my left-hand side, my right-hand side, I just have 8x. On my right, I'm going to do my distribution law. This is 6 times x plus 6 times 2.5. Now, 6x is simple, and the other one, 6 times 2.5, that's actually 15, and that's equal to 8x. So now we're down to a little bit simpler. I've got to get rid of the 6x. To do that, I'm going to subtract 6x from both sides because I want to keep my variable positive. So this becomes 6x take away 6x. And that's equal to 8x take away 6x. Well, this becomes 0. So I'm now down to 0 plus 1.5. Sorry, not 1.5. 15. Let's not get mixed up here. And 8x take away 6x is 2x. So now I've got 15 is equal to 2x. Divide both sides by 2 so that these will cancel, right? And now I'm down to x on my right and 7.5 on my left. All right. Now let's go back and check and see if this actually works. Okay. We have an equation here, right? This equation is right here. And we're going to take that equation, x plus 2.5, and we're going to put it over x. We're going to set that equal to 8 over 6. Now we know that x is 7.5. That's what we just solved. So to verify this, I've got 7.5 plus, that's where my x is. I took it out, right? 2.5 all over 7.5, and that's equal to 8 over 6. Well, 7.5 and 2.5, that's actually 10 over 7.5, and that's equal to 8 over 6. So getting your calculator out, 10 divided by 7.5 is equal to 1.3 repeating. And that's equal to 8 over 6, and that is 1.3 repeating. So we know our solution, that x equals 7.5, is correct. Now I want you to practice doing this question, all right? Get it so you understand how to do it. It's got so many little things in there that can cause problems that you'd be surprised how many times you'll get it incorrect. I'm going to be putting one of these on your quizzes. I'm going to be putting one of these on your tests because you're going to have to learn how to do it. Okay, so go back over this video. I really, I think you should just take a blank piece of paper, solve the question, watch the video, and see if you got it right, and just keep doing that until you can get all three of these questions correct each time. If you have any questions, you come and talk to me.